Hi everyone, this is Shari Carroll and I'm showing you the SSS Stamp May 2014 card kit. Each month I like to do a little walkthrough, so I'll start off by showing you that there's a mini blending ink tool in here, also with the ink pad peacock feathers, and that's the little mini cube. Also I have my sucker in here. There's some new product, and this is by Chickanitty, and these are the enamel hearts in nice fun colors. We also have a really nice star stencil that Christina Werner designed along with the Play Hard stamp set. And this one's really cute, great for boys with the tennis shoes game controller and some really fun sayings. The 6x6 papers are called Be Different, and those are from Fancy Pants, and I'll go ahead and flip through, and you can see these are masculine colors along with some polka dots and some other patterns. These are definitely perfect for boy cards, which is hard to come by, so this makes it really easy if you have boys in your life. The cardstocks in this kit are Basil Marshmallow cardstock, Basil Blueberry Sour cardstock, Nina Desert Storm, Basil Wax Lips, and Basil Gumdrops, not necessarily in that order. So this is the May 2014 card kit for Simon Says Stamp. I did a lot of stamping for my card, and I went with a red, white, and blue theme, and I've used a couple of our really new inks, and I'll show you here in a second. To start off, I've created a top folding card using Desert Storm cardstock, and I'm using the stencil, and I have used some post-it note type paper at the top to hold it in place, and also I'm using the Unicorn pigment ink pad that's from Hero Arts, and I'm using my small blending tool, and I'll just start adding some stars just in a random fashion by dipping my ink blending tool into that ink and just kind of pouncing it on. I'll also swirl around as needed, and by having the tape at the top I can go ahead and flip my stencil up occasionally and see how my pattern's looking. Next I'll be stamping my main focal point of my card, and I'm using the All Boy stamp, which is in the upper right corner. I've already put it on my stamp block, and I'll be white embossing this onto the Basil Blueberry Sour cardstock. So I'm going to use my anti-static pouch first. Then I'll go ahead and ink up my stamp with some Versamark. And since there's a really solid piece on here behind the wording, I want to make sure that I get this really well inked. So I'll go over that a couple times with my Versamark, and once I'm ready I can go ahead and just place this onto my scrap piece of Blueberry Sour cardstock and go ahead and press that down. When you use Versamark on a solid core paper like this, you do get a really nice watermark, so that would be nice also, but for this one I'll be using my white embossing powder, and I do keep this in a tub, and this is the Hero Arts embossing powder, which is my absolute favorite. So I'll go ahead and tap that off and make sure that I have all the extra little pieces tapped off, and when I'm ready I can go ahead and grab my heat gun. Oops, sorry, that got out of focus just a bit. Grab my heat gun and go ahead and heat set. Next I'll be doing some stamping, and I have the new soft navy ink, and the color top lid is a little bit lighter than the actual ink color, so I'm going to go ahead and just ink up my dude stamp, and I'm going to grab a scrap piece of paper because I do like to season this and check and make sure I have this well inked and that the stamp's working right. And I can see that I didn't get the bottom part of the stamp inked up correctly, so I'll go ahead and test that out again, and once I'm happy I'll go back and press that into the ink pad again, and now I'll go ahead and line this up right where I want it and then press that down. And this is a really beautiful navy blue, and it matches that cardstock really perfectly. So now that my dude stamp is stamped, I'm going to go ahead and start building up my card. I've cut a couple strips of paper and I'll have them coming off from the side, and so here I'm just kind of getting a visual of where I want things. And I'll go ahead and place my little All Boy piece out that I did cut out once I was done embossing that, so I just used my scissors and cut around. So next I'm going to be grabbing some stars and a couple of the other ink colors. There are 2 stars that are in the stamp set, and I'll be starting off with the larger star, and I'll be using the new Smoke ink from Simon Says Stamp. It's a really nice mid color of gray, and we've just come out with 3 colors. So I'll just go ahead and ink that up and stamp that right onto the card. And what's really fun is that the white ink that I have behind is going to resist that ink a little bit, so you get some texture going on, and I'll show you up close in my card when I'm done. That star that I just stamped there in the top, you can kind of see the white star doing kind of like a ghost effect behind it. So again, I'm just getting my visual, placing my stars down so that they come out from around the All Boy saying. Next I have the smaller star on my block, and I'll be using lipstick red. This is also from Simon Says Stamp. It's a really nice red and it matches that red cardstock just perfectly. So again, I'll go ahead and ink that up, and I'll just start stamping randomly until I have it filled up with enough of the red color. Next, I'll be stamping this line of dots, and I'm using that smoke ink again, and I'll be stamping this onto my white strip of cardstock. This will help tie in the gray from the background and bring it into the foreground. I am stamping towards the bottom because I'll be adding a strip of red paper at the top. I wanted my dude to really stand out, so here I'm just filling in the letters using my white Signo pen. There are different pen tips, and I happen to have a really fine detail one. I just couldn't find my heavier one. But I'm just coloring in by using either swirl motions or going back and forth, and I'll just keep continuing until I have the whole word filled in. As a final finishing touch, I thought I would add some of the little stars, and I'm using that soft navy ink again, and this really pulls the whole red, white, and blue theme together. So here is another look at my finished card. I hope you've enjoyed my peek at the Simon Says Stamp May 2014 card kit. Thanks for watching.